Right. Hello, everyone. It's Ian Minderman, the CBDO of humans, welcoming you to the live demo day. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'll show you just a little bit of info about humans. So basically, humans, we are a pitching platform that helps fundable Web3 companies run fundraising campaigns. Okay, can I move, please? Here we go. Okay. So today, together with GameStarter, we're holding the Ready to Raise Demo Day, an event for crypto founders to pitch to multiple investors and for investors to discover future Web3 unicorns. Today, we have an amazing lineup, which we couldn't even believe. It's incredible, but we're happy to welcome folks from A16Z Crypto, Founders Fund, Moonrock Capital, Consensus Mesh, and other funds. Plus, launchpads, crypto exchanges, and some retail and angel investors are also with us today. So thank you, everyone, for being here. Now, on to the token reward. This time, we've got something exciting. A token reward from some of the startups pitching today. As a small yet pleasant gift for supporters, 2 startups today will reward every participant of the event with their token. If you want to maximize the reward right now, do post about the event on social media and tag humans and support the startups pitching. You'll find out who the reward is from in the middle of the event, so stay tuned. Ooh. Now, before we begin, I just want to tell you guys about the Deal Flow channel. So the Deal Flow channel is a channel on Telegram where we have other Web3 unicorns who are posting all the information about their projects and their raises. So if you want to find out about more Web3 unicorns, then please scan the QR code here and join the chat. It would be awesome to have you there. Or the channel. It's not really a chat, but you know. Anyway. So now on to our partners. We would like to thank our partner who helped us make this event happen, GameStarter, a launchpad and game development studio and NFT marketplace for games. Thank you so much. It wouldn't be possible without GameStarter today. So let's give them a round of virtual claps. Thank you, GameStarter. So now let's get into the format here. So every startup has 5 minutes to pitch. I will have a timer on the screen, so it'll be easier for the startups to keep track of their time and not go over. So if I stop you at 5 minutes, please don't take it personally. It's just to be fair, okay? After the 5 minutes of pitching, there will be 5 minutes for judges to ask any questions, provide any commentary, whatever they may want to do. Also, judges, if you want to ask a question, like if you're listening to the pitch and you end up wanting to ask a question, then you can raise your hand down below. There's a button on the Zoom interface where you can raise your hand. If I could find it, that would be awesome. But Zoom is being very bad to me right now. But yes, it's at the bottom. It says go to raise hand. Here we go. Yeah, here, like this. If you do this, then I know that you have a question or you would like to make a comment, anything like this. So don't be shy. You don't have to interrupt if you don't want to, of course. But yeah, just raise your hand. So now we will have in the chat a link to everyone's Calendly and pitch deck. So if you're watching the pitch and you're thinking, this sounds pretty good, then go ahead and book a call with the startup in the chat. You can just go to their Calendly and do so immediately. You don't have to wait. Do it now. All right, guys. So are we ready to begin? Yes, Ian, we're ready. Awesome. All right. So let's go ahead and begin the roast. So if I could stop sharing, that would be great. Oh my God, Zoom. Okay. So let's go ahead and start the roast. First up today, we have Acid Rainbow, a game studio that makes outstanding competitive games with respect for gamers. Acid Rainbow, the stage is yours.
Okay, hi guys. I hope you can see and hear me well. And also, I hope you can see my deck.
Yes.
That was great. Hey, nice to meet you all, and thank you for your time today and attention. So, I'm Slava, CEO and co-founder of Acid Rainbow, and as you already mentioned, Acid Rainbow is a game studio, and we are dedicated to make great competitive games with respect for gamers and enhance of Web3. So, the first title we are building is called Badman Robots, and this title is being built by AAA talents who previously worked on Call of Duty, Dying Light, Illuvium, and all other titles you might know. And the gameplay is kind of combination between Overwatch and Call of Duty. So we're talking about pretty intense gameplay, team-based multiplayer shooter. The first platform we're going to go with is PC. And later on, we're going to be available on mobile and consoles as well. So I hope you can see the gameplay video right now. That's great. So, yep. And our main points of our development is, first of all, we are like very player-driven studio. That means we're working very close with the players. I mean, a lot of playtests, very active participation of the community, and actually community building from the beginning, from the idea. The second is UGC industrialization. We believe in power of player created content. So we're like going to provide creators and players AI-powered tools to create their own items, maps, etc. And then they will be able to monetize these items on the open marketplace, of course, using Web3 and NFT technologies. And last, but I'd say most important one here is esports. So what we want to do, we want to combine Web3 and esports. And that's why we are working closely with esports team. We have already partnered with more than 12 esports teams around the world, with more than 9 million of followers in their social networks. So you can see here the list of these teams. They're like from everywhere, from Asia, Latin America, Europe, Australia, etc. And we work closely with them to create the gameplay which meets all the high standards of competitive gameplay, and also to conduct our first tournaments. Yeah, and what about roadmap? Acid Rainbow is not just about one game. So we started to work on Batman Robots like a year ago, and now we are conducting the closed alpha test. So if anyone want to join the alpha test, please reach out to me, and we're gonna play together. And we are moving closer to our public beta release by the end of Q2 2024. And then, of course, as I mentioned, we're gonna be released on mobile consoles as well. And our main goal is to create the platform and ecosystem to combine Web3 competitive games to held the tournaments, help to launch the games, our own, and also the games of our partners and friends. And the core team of co-founders is very experienced in Web3. We had worked on many projects for like almost 10 years. And two recent projects, our projects are Lifty, which is a gaming platform with more than $30 million in volumes, and Drunk Robots, which was the first version of Badman Robots. It was a free idle game with more than 2.5 million in game item sales. So, yep, we have strong partnerships with Immutable, Polygon, and Vmix to launch the game, to distribute the game, to also we have integrations with these networks in terms of blockchain integration, and they're gonna help us to actually launch NFTs, game playtests, bring users, etc. And we have already had our first round pre-seed, and we already backed by Animoca brands, Merit Circle, YGGC, One Inch co-founders, and other great VCs and angels. So there are a lot of like financial information. I think everyone who is interested might be able to check it later. But the business model is quite simple. It mostly consists of in-game sales, such as cosmetic updates, in-game currency, merchandise, and also season pass and tournament pass. So, yep, as I said, the game is going to be enhanced by Web3. There are three main components: Metal token, which is already live, and this is like the main currency of Badman Robots game. Also, the AC token, which is going to be released in 2025, and this is going to be the main token of the Acid Rainbow ecosystem, which I described earlier, and NFTs, of course, cosmetic stuff, exclusive items, limited drops, etc. We're going to have our first NFT collection launched in a few months. So in this round, we are raising 5 million with minimum ticket is 100,000 and 20 million valuation, and this is like equity plus token warrant offer. So equity in game studio, and token or warrant means ACID token. Thank you for the attention. We'll be happy to answer your questions, and we'll be happy to have, after all, that conversations with everyone who is interested. Thanks.
Sorry, I couldn't unmute for some reason. Steven, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Stefan.
Thanks for the pitch. I have one question in terms of, maybe it's actually two questions in terms of like your go-to market and like how you plan to like set yourself apart from other games. Having the token is one element and having nice graphics is another, but what is it that makes Bad Mad Robots, sorry, that was my doorbell. What makes Bad Mad Robots really stand out? Like what is it that sets you apart from other games? Could you add a little bit on that?
Yes, for sure. So how we are different from the like other games in terms of traditional gaming, of course, like the tokens, the Web3 mechanics, the main like economics is consists of we charge some like currency if the players want to buy cosmetic items, etc., all other stuff, and then we redistribute these earnings among the participants of our tournaments. So I'd say players. So we want to be different from traditional games in terms that we are giving back to the players community, not only getting like a lot of money for them for one company. So this is our like main standout point. And if you're talking about Web3 games, so the market is not really big, I'd say right now, and our like main goal is to build just a better game, better graphics, better lore, better gameplay. And one of the main differences from all other like good Web3 games in the market, we are starting like with a small game modes. I mean, one map, few characters, and the game is already like ready to play, and it already has very intense gameplay. And at the same time, all the like a lot of titles they're trying to build like open worlds from scratch, like the big worlds, a lot of mechanics, etc. And they're like drowning in this development process because it's not easy. So our like goal here is to start playtests and tournaments as soon as possible, to start to engage like actual players as soon as possible.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
All right, and we have Renee from Moonhill Capital. Please go ahead.
Hey, thank you once again also for your answers and pitch. And I would like to follow up on the questions that were already asked. Like you already said, like kind of like your USPs or differentiation, but I'm curious about how you're going to acquire users. What's your strategy to acquire them?
Yeah, so our strategy is to, first of all, as I mentioned, we have already partnered with a lot of esports teams. So these tournaments and playtests with these teams are going to be translated in their social media. And they already have like a lot of followers, actual players. This is the first one. Second is the token really helps us to attract like a lot of players and influencers from the Web3 world. We just posted like a few teasers and we already have like huge exposure in the market and like in the Twitter, etc. And what about the like traditional gamers? We're gonna have like there's all the traditional game like Twitter, Steam, etc. So all these standard user generation channels, user acquisition channels. Yep. And also we are like betting a lot on the content we're creating. If you will check our socials, we have a lot like really fun and engaging content with our characters and lore, and people really love it.
Great. All right. And we have time for one more question from Artyom, please. You're on mute.
Hello. My question is mostly about some specific things in gamify. So it's usually hard to find the compromise between in your tokenomics. So you have pretty clear use cases for your token, but it's also about the balance between demand and supply. So we understand that supply will be provided by early investors, but what is the average check of user that you engage to play, and how long can you monetize them? So from your experience working with your previous project, and what has been changed to this one, to ACID Rainbow? Thanks.
Yeah, okay. So it's really interesting question. Thank you very much for it. So if you're talking about like traditional gaming, we can see the average LTV like around 10 to 15 US dollars, I'd say, per player in the multiplayer shooter games. And these players can be monetized like for a year, like an average. But if you're talking about the Web3, the numbers are completely different, but they are like really depends on the market, investment opportunity, etc. Though the average check there can be up to 50 US dollars like per user acquired. So yep. And what about the supply and demand? Yes, I understood this. Very interesting questions. That's why we're like, our goal is to make the metal token like deflationary. So we're not gonna like mint the new tokens to reward the players. So the set is gonna be more like the conveyor or something like this. So when players spend metal, this metal goes to reverse pool, and then the rewards are getting from this reverse pool. So no more like no new tokens are being minted to reward the players.
All right. Very
Thank you.
cool. Thank you very much. Awesome pitch. So good job on that. Now, I would actually
Thank
like
you.
to have
Thank you,
a
everyone.
bit. Yes, of course. So now I would actually like to have a bit of a word from our investors. So today we have Sam from A16Z joining us. Sam, it would be awesome to have a word from you. Maybe you could tell us, what kind of startups are you looking for today?
Hey Ian, thanks for having me today. Wasn't prepared for this, but these are and I haven't seen all the companies out here, but excited to see what people are building. In general, I try to trust that entrepreneurs are, know the topics better than I do. I'm not a sort of mind reader or a future predictor, but when we meet really smart founders building an area, we try to cover it and understand it as well as we can, and invest in those founders. So I'm looking to meet interesting people, hear how they're thinking about their spaces, and go from there.
All right. Very cool. It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you for joining today. Also, I would like to have a word from Renee from Moonhill Capital. It would be awesome if you also told us what kind of startups you're looking for today.
Hi, so it's quite hard to say what kind of startups. We are definitely looking for some exceptional founders and project with strong fundamentals. I would maybe say that we have invested a lot into DeFi and infrastructure. Still, we are doing that kind of investments, but already now we are looking a lot into applications because there's too much infra being built for non-existent applications teams, and applications are the ones that each of them is able to bring 10 million new users into Web3, and that's what we all are looking for, I guess. But so far from the application space, we were convinced about the investment just into gamify, but we are looking a lot into applications.
All right. Very cool. Thank you for that. And we also have Tatiana. I would love to get some of your background and where you are now. It would be awesome to hear it from you.
Hi, I'm Tatiana, as introduced. I'm currently freelancing as a consultant working on projects, helping them basically structure their memos, their data rooms, and really get an understanding of what it is that investors are looking for, and hopefully reduce their time fundraising and reduce investors' times asking the same question that probably everyone else has had. So I think the only insight I can really give succinctly is do the homework for investors, and you'll find that the fundraising is so much easier for you, for everyone involved. And the homework isn't always as obvious until you're told exactly what it is. And then it's really fun to watch people's faces of going, oh my God, should have thought of that. And it's basically the translation between idea and valuation and what you bring to the table.
All right. Very cool. Thank you for that. Wow. We have some awesome investors on the call today. So now that we have had a word from our investors, let's move on to our next pitch. Our next pitch is from Pop Social, AI-powered Web3 social platform that bridges the gap between the traditional social media and the Web3 shared social experiences. So please take it away, Pop Social.
Thank you for the mic, Ian. So here's Pop Social, your AI social gateway to Web3. And I'm Michael, the founder of Pop Social. So Pop Social is going to be bringing the next billion users to Web3. We're focused on content ownership and powering the AI creator economy. Our goal is to bridge the gap between the traditional social media and the Web3 shared social experience and help focus with Web3 abstraction and mass adoption to bring the next billion users to Web3. And we've been focusing on this core problem with creators and users. At the current situation, in the traditional sense, creators have faced the issue of unfair monetization, where the platform and the stockholders have been taking most of that value. And for users, there's absolutely no rewards. For content creators and users, they have no ownership of their content and privacy. And this has become a major issue, as we've seen on traditional platforms like Twitter, X, and Facebook. And so Pop Social really aims to address these core key issues and helps creators and users to take back their controlled privacy and help to monetize their effort and engagement on the platform. And so far, we've got more than 500,000 app users on the platform, 45,000 plus daily active users, and we have more than 700,000 community members across 207 countries, and really strong engagement on the platform too. The average user spends about 40 minutes a day on the platform. And we've had some really great partners along the way. We've partnered with BNB Chain with support of OPBNB and BSC mainnet, as well as partnering with OKX Wallet, for their infrastructure, and Polygon ZK EVM. So it's important to note that, for the Pop Social ecosystem, we're actually a multi-chain social network. So currently, we support BNB Chain, Polygon, OPBNB, ZK Sync, and we're adding support for Blast and also for Linear as well. And we're also part of the Consensus Scale program, Chainlink Build, and Cointelegraph Accelerator. And we've had a previous $4 million strategic seed round with investors from Fundamental Labs, Cirrus, Prism Group, Fusion Labs, and Prometrics. So let's take a look at the Pop Social ecosystem. So the Pop Social ecosystem combines all of the social elements that you'll find from traditional social platforms, plus the gamification, NFTs, and tokenization from the Web3 side of things. You can think of it as a Web3 version of the all-encompassing X platform that Elon Musk is trying to build with payments and social and everything together. So we provide users from start to finish with a fully non-custodial wallet. We abstract all of the gas fees for users. So anyone from the street, even your grandma, can download the app and use it seamlessly without any existing crypto knowledge. So this acts as a really strong way to bring about mass adoption for the platform. And we've combined all these exciting social elements. So you have your short videos, you have your posts, you have your NFTs all together in one place. And so we really tackled these core billion-dollar creator pain points to make sure that all the Web3 tech stack is there to support our users and creators, but that they're abstracted in the background. So for a creator, they don't have to worry about what chain they're on, what gas fees that they're going to be paying. And we focused on making sure that the tokenomics side of things, the monetization for creators and users, is built in a sustainable way, so that when the platform grows, the amount of users and creators grows, that value is captured in the token economy and in the ecosystem itself. So the platform is also focused on strong monetization channels. So we want to make sure that as we're growing, we're going to be a successful platform, to generate monetization and ultimately have that value be transported to, both the creators and the users of the ecosystem. So we've come out with, AI creator tools to help lower the barriers to, content creation for creators, as well as, AI chatbots and UGC for users to engage with, to build retention on the platform. And we have traditional ad tech revenue on the platform, as well as we have, digital creator marketplace, so creators can create physical merchandise along with digital collectibles on the platform. And we've added gamification through microtransactions. So the same way you might see in a mobile game, you're opening treasure chests to unlock NFTs, we've had that on the platform as well. So users can increase their boost on earnings. They can support the creator economy and also gamify their social experience. And so we've had strong tokenomics with Prism Group, who helped create tokenomics for Polkadot, Cardano, and the Graph. And so we have this strong circular token economy that combines users, creators, and advertisers together to recycle the tokens in a sustainable way. And so it's really exciting that you can import your existing identities onto Pop Social. So you will no longer need to start a new account and start from scratch, but you can import your existing social identities from like Twitter, Instagram, or even your Web3 identities like Space ID or Lens, and into your Pop Social profile. So this is really cool. It allows Pop Social to stand out from the competition as being a Web3 abstracted multi-chain social protocol, and that aggregates all these social experiences together into one platform. And that really helps to set it apart from traditional platforms and other Web3 competitors. And so we've accomplished so much right now in our roadmap. And for this year, we're focusing strongly on building monetization elements, increasing the number of token holders.
Please wrap it up.
TVL, as well as AI elements. And, we focus right now on our strategic round. So now we're raising a 10% round of 6 million for 60 million valuation, and welcome you guys to join into this strategic round together. So far, we've had alignment with Republic Capital to raise equity on their platform, and excited to begin our journey together. And now interested to field any question, guys.
All right. Thank you very much for the pitch. Do we have any questions for Mike from Pop Social? Tatiana, please.
Hi, Mike. So, quick question. I may have missed it, so I'm sorry if this is a repeat. Could you explain your revenue stream? Like, how are you monetizing this?
Yeah,
And
for
then
sure.
from there, who are your users?
So we have these monetization channels on our roadmap. So far, the ones that are live now is the microtransactions through our treasure chests. We have our multi-chain gas fee layers. So we'll start one by one, right? So our multi-chain gas fee layers essentially means that every transaction on Pop Social, you can use the Pop token to pay for it. So you don't have to pay like BNB gas fee or Polygon gas fee. You can earn the Pop token through engagement, and then use that to power your entire social experience. And then through that, we take a small fee for that convenience. And then in addition to that, we have our digital creator marketplace. So this means that creators don't have to keep creating content and help sell other people's brands. They can create their own personal brand, for example, a t-shirt or a hoodie, and then have that digital collectible associated with that. So for a user, they can purchase that through the treasure chest, and then they can unlock, for example, a Tatiana X, Pop Social hoodie that also boosts their earnings and engagement on the platform. So it creates this like gamified social experience. And, of course, with standard social platforms, we have ad tech revenue. But what's really cool about ad tech revenue here is we're changing the relationship between advertisers and users. So in a traditional sense, you hate ads, you want to, skip past them and avoid them. But in this case, because ads are directly fueling our revenue, we can offer a boosted token rewards for our users. And so that can really help to, get users to be more engaged with our creators. And then with our AI creator tools, this essentially, you can combine GPT wrappers with, Mid-Journey and help to kind of lower the barriers to content creation. So if you've seen other projects, for example, like NFP, that has launched on Binance Launch Pool, they've been focused, on this AI creator tools. And so this is part of the monetization elements here.
But how would you attract somebody? This is almost going a little bit into too complicated for a user. I just want to share social, and I want to engage with others like I do on, say, on Instagram. How do you then attract people? Because at the moment, your channel and your users seem to be creators. But then me as a layman who wants to engage with creators, what makes me go onto Pop Social from Instagram and engage enough to keep me online enough that you can then start creating ad tech revenue?
Yeah, exactly. So right now, our focus is to scale up the platform, get more users. And so we've been tackling that through a variety of different channels. So the ones that have worked really well with us is we've been partnering with a lot of different organizations in the Web3 space. And by doing that, we allow them to create official accounts on Pop. they're running their campaigns within Pop, and then based off of that, we're giving our token rewards. So, for example, if they're running it on Twitter, they're only going to run it by themselves, and they're giving the rewards by themselves. But if they run it on Pop Social, they have a Web3 audience. We're also sponsoring that with our own Pop token, so they get that added benefit. And so that's really helped us to grow from last year, where we launched at the end of April with about 1,000 beta users, and now we have close to 500,000 users. Growing with the Web3 ecosystem has helped to really boost that engagement.
Thank you.
All right, awesome. And next we have Alexander Raffin.
Hello, guys. Alex from Gains Associates, founder. It's a decentralized VC. I was curious, what would you say is the most defensible part of your project?
A defensible part?
Yeah.
So you're talking more about like what is the thing that stands out the most, or
something that cannot be easily reproduced or copied?
I guess what could be easily copied is essentially like the front end of the experience, right? So for example, if we took a look at Friends Tech, right? Friends Tech has been a successful social platform in the last few months, and we've seen a lot of copycat platforms that they've been able to replicate the front end user experience, right? They've been able to copy all of the features, but they haven't been able to have the same success as Friends Tech. And so in terms of that, this would be one of the elements, right? You could copy the platform's features, but you might not be able to copy, its branding or the way that it works, or ultimately, that user traction and retention.
All right, so like specific positioning would be the defensible aspect.
Right, exactly. And so I think that one of the things that makes Pop Social stand out is the global user base that it has. So, a lot of social platforms, perhaps they're targeted into one geographic region. They might be targeting the US, or they might just be targeting like Asia. So for Pop Social, we have a strong, diverse user base in both areas like India, China, US, United Kingdom, Singapore, as well as in some areas of Asia as well. So we have a nice mix of users. And so that really helps us to differentiate our global audience here.
Thank you, Michael.
All right,
Thank you,
awesome.
Alexander.
So sorry, Arseni, we are actually out of time for questions for this round. But yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, good job, Mike. If you would like to book a call with Mike or any of the other projects that are pitching today, then please look in the chat. You can book a call directly on their calendar. You can take a look at their pitch deck. So yeah, don't hesitate. You can book now. So thank you, Mike. Now let's move on to the next project. We have Hackless, a platform to boost a DeFi protocol security. Hackless, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Ian. Hello, everyone. Nice to be here today. My name is Serhi. I'm CEO at Hackless. Hackless is a cybersecurity project for DeFi. Our main goal is to enhance the security of both DeFi projects and DeFi users in order to protect them from potential hacks, exploits, or any other malicious activity, and prevent or at least minimize the loss of funds for DeFi. The main problem is that crimes in crypto, in DeFi, raise from year to year. Unfortunately, or fortunately, for the last year, metrics has been decreased a little bit, but the bear market makes its own corrections to hacks as well. But in general, in 2023, there were a bit more than 2 billion of loss due to different hacks, scams, rug pulls, or phishing attacks. Less than 200 attacks lead to 1.4 billion of loss. billion of dollars of loss, of course. And due to phishing attacks, DeFi users have lost almost $240 million of dollars, and this is just active losses. I don't mention the losses connected with impossibility of a user to get to their assets due to a potential drainer bot or other malicious apps that can prevent the user to get to their assets in staking protocols or wasting protocols, for example. For this, we have already developed several products that can prevent the loss of funds for users or for DeFi projects. First of all, it's anti-sandwich. Sorry, there will be a lot of information about all the specific products. Unfortunately, we have not much time for describing all of them. So I will briefly describe how they works and their value for users. Sandwich attacks is the type of attack when DEX swaps is covered with potentially harmful swap transactions, and as a result, user get less assets than he could without a sandwich. Our app helps to make swaps private, make swap transactions private, so they fall out of the radar of the hacker, and a user stop losing his assets. Our app can be used either for B2B or B2C. As a B2B part, projects just can integrate our application to their website, to their apps, and use the benefits of sandwich protection on their side. If we speak about our next product, Wallet Rescue, it's designed for helping users whose wallets were already compromised, but who still have some assets on connected to such compromised wallets. By creating a bundle of private transactions and to safely withdraw the assets from such compromised wallet. And this also can be used by projects. Actually, it was our MVP for Hackathon at Lisbon. It's where the Hackless project started initially in the end of 2021. We found out that there is a problem with hacks, that even when protocol is paused, company can't withdraw the assets from the protocol under attack. And with our solution, it makes it possible. So not only users, but also the projects can save their assets. Currently, we have saved more than for now, it's already more than 1 million of assets of our users we have saved. For now, it's both for projects and for individual users as well. Also, we have additional plans for the future project, for the future products that can more protect the projects and users, like break pool protection and monitoring of potential attacks on protocols, on smart contracts of different projects, and not only inform or alert. Yeah, sure. Just 10 seconds more. Not only protect and inform users and inform projects about potential hacks, potential loss, but also take effective countermeasures to prevent such losses. This is way more efficient than standard audits and other stuff. Right now, we have already raised the private investment round from DAOmaker, Kajima Capital, Delta Hub Capital, and others. And right now, we are aimed on a pre-sale round. And actually, we are planning to launch the token in the end of March of this year. If we speak about the tokenomics, our services will be available for users under subscription. So user needs to stake some amount of our token in order to get our services. The same for DeFi projects and B2C part.
All right. Thank you very much. Good job, Serhi from Hackless. All right. So we have a couple questions. I think that we had someone in the chat ask a question during it. Yes, it was from Abel. He said the first Oh, Abel's here. Okay, yeah, he can ask it. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Before I ask my question, I'm happy to introduce myself. Hello, everyone. I'm Abel. I am an angel investor, and it's really cool to see some A16Z folks on the call because my thesis is very aligned with A16Z. But my question was, the first product you put forward, is that an OFA business? Am I correct in assuming that? Order flow auction business?
You mean how our services works under the hood?
So I hopped in and I saw a little bit about, like, you had the mempool, private, all of that stuff, and I assumed that you were describing an OFA business. That's an OFA product, order flow auction. Is that correct?
Yeah. It's not the auction, but it's more about private transactions when transactions are not sent in a public mempool, but sent directly to some specific or specific block builders, and they are added to the block without any risk of being detected by any third party.
Got it. Yeah. You're preventing front running. I'm aware. One of my portfolio companies is doing this. So how are you? So are people going to be using your RPC, like wallets and individual people with wallets, and then also other like dApps? They're going to be using your RPC, correct?
Not exactly. We don't have our own RPC, but we are working with multiple RPC providers. So as our side, we provide an interface for users, for projects that can be make their experience of cooperation with RPCs more efficient and more easier, because ordinary users don't know how to make transactions, don't know how to send them in different RPCs and so on. In our case, we provide them the tool where they can generate a bundle of transactions and don't think about the possibility of how to send it and so on, but use it as it is. So we don't have RPC, but we use different RPCs in order to increase the functionality of our services.
Okay, a lot of people have a lot of questions, but I have so many questions for you. I want to learn so much about this. I'll book a call with you just so I can give everyone some time, but thank you for answering my questions.
Would be great to speak with you as well.
Yeah, I love to see it. We're booking calls on the demo day. That's what I like to see. All right, next question. We have Daniel from Eden Block, please.
Hey, I also have lots of questions. I'm trying to understand how this actually works. So you said that you're using some kind of private block builder, and you're gonna also have a token at one point. And I think I have two questions. One is, like, how can you make sure that the private block builder would not front run you, especially if you're also using RPCs that are not in your control? And do you believe that these private block builders or whoever you're working with will want to be paid in your token, the token that you're going to launch?
Got it. Regarding the token and our pricing model, actually we will have subscription model for our services. For example, user have some tokens in staking, but he can't just unstake all the assets from staking. He needs to do it linearly in some period of time. So in order to use Wallet Rescue, he can just stake some amount of tokens in our smart contract, in our staking smart contract, and use the service for free just because he subscribe for the services. So in this matter, there is no need for RPC providers or block builders to use our token on their side. It's all on our side as well. And regarding your question about why now there is no risk of RPC provider to front run or make some kind of additional bundle or just wrap the bundle and take some transactions from it. Of course, there is kind of risk from this part, but for now, as I have worked involved in crypto since 2017, I haven't seen any RPC provider doing this stuff because it's more about reputation. They are more interested in continuous work with different projects, with different apps, than just get some small amount of assets and just scamming out, and that's all. So the risk always is not equal to zero, obviously, but it's way too small. And of course, if we work with several of RPC providers, it's not a problem at all. Just in case of any suspicious or any bad reputation of any of them, just to block it and continue working with another one. So the market is pretty big of them.
I understand. Thank you. I do believe that working with multiple, you're kind of increasing your risk, but I understand your points.
All the same, we can also discuss it more detailed during the call, so book it, and I will be glad to speak with you as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love it. That's the right attitude. It's awesome. All right, we have time for one more question from Artyom.
Hey, Sergey. I have one quick question. It's mostly about how we can use your solution. Mostly I'm interested in the first one. So could it be potentially integrated to any algorithmic solutions? For example, bots to prevent any sandwich attacks to the swaps or different transactions?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. We have our own library for anti-sandwich integration. So I can just send it to you, and you can have a look at it under the hood. So it can be easily integrated to any website or the app. Not a problem at all. Actually, we also will have just small, how to say, inside of our products. We are planning to launch a Telegram bot that can help users to protect themselves from rug pulls. It will work all the same when it throws them in pool, detect a rug pull transaction, and swap the user's assets right before the rug pull. So we kind of front run the rug pull on our side. And for anti-sandwich, all the same, it's possible to integrate it anywhere. So we can also discuss it additionally.
Thank you. That's amazing. I will definitely book a call.
Cool. Thanks.
And just like that, another call booked. You love to see it. All right. Thank you very much. Let's go on to the next pitch. So we have Seno, the seed phrase manager. Andrew, the floor is yours.
Cool. Thank you very much, Ian. I assume you can see my presentation. Cool. Fantastic. So at Seno, we're launching a solution to address what we consider to be the biggest problem, most universal and persistent problem in crypto, which is seed phrase security. My business partner, Charlie, likes to describe it as the only problem worth solving, which probably would offend a lot of people on this call, and I don't agree with. But clearly, it is a very, very large problem. I was on the phone yesterday with a Web3 investor, VC, who described seed phrase security as a dire situation. And if we want to say just how dire that is, we would have to quantify it as being $300 billion worth of dire, which is about the amount of value that's been lost through seed phrase mismanagement. And I think it's important to note that that amount dwarfs any other losses from hacks or DeFi leakages or anything of that nature. And despite those losses, users are still given the advice to just store their seed phrases in the same way that they've done all along. And if they were just a little more careful, that problem was going to go away. And of course, this is completely absurd because it completely ignores human nature, and human nature is not going to change. And so we've created a solution that rather than tries to get people to change their human nature by being expert at memorizing very complicated things or organizing physical objects in order to secure their seed phrases, we've come up with a solution. We call it a seed phrase management solution or seed phrase manager. You can think of it as an analog to a password manager, but for your most precious digital records. And it is an easily downloadable mobile app. It features exceedingly strong authentication and privacy guarantees. And if you can use a smartphone, if you can use an Uber app, as they say, your grandmother can use it. Doesn't require any difficulties with regards to wallet management, account abstraction, anything of that nature. So it is a solution that is super easy and conforms to how people operate in the marketplace. And we think it is a solution to this problem. But despite the fact that the solution is so easy to use, it actually satisfies all the principles of what I would describe as ideal Web3 or ideal crypto. That includes robust security, complete and total privacy, censorship resistance, and data persistence. And what I would observe is that many times you'll see solutions in this area generally that satisfy one or two of these principles, but we think never any basically satisfying all four of them at once. These are all the critical elements in order to make a solution like this work. We also have an SDK that we released, and this SDK allows both wallet providers and dApp operators to integrate to Seno. It's a very simple integration, and at that point, their users can basically press one or two buttons, and they can have their seed phrases without ever exposing them integrated and ingested into Seno, where they will be securely managed, stored, and accessed. It's almost, you could think of it like an SSO for seed phrase security. It's very much of a complement to the idea of embedded wallets because it just requires basically a login, no privacy problems, no emails, passwords, anything required, but incredibly secure. And so we think this can lead to users using Seno as a hub for all of their wallet activity, where seed phrases and private material are exchanged between their different wallets. And as everybody knows, people use a lot of wallets. Between a large cohort of beta users, which we're coming out of, as well as a lot of market research, I can tell you that the impressions that we received have been super, super positive, that we've gotten rave reviews on the product. I strongly suggest if you have any interest, you download it off the App Store or Google Play. You will be onboarded and secured in 2 minutes in what I would describe as a delightful experience. Okay, our go-to-market strategy, very straightforward. Next week, we're going to be releasing our product into production. That can be, as I said, accessed on the app stores. It is free for use, and we are doing the usual social and influencer marketing, as well as beginning to integrate with integration conversations with wallet providers and dApp operators to get the solution on their platforms as well. And so we think we're going to get a lot of momentum in that regard. But importantly, we are also in the process of beginning a migration from the Seno backend, which is completely trustless, but it is centralized, to an app chain that can provide users with, perpetual guarantees with regards to censorship resistance, data persistence, things of those natures. And so in the second half of the year, we're going to be moving in that direction as well. The Seno chain itself, a dApp chain, which has very, very important guarantees that I mentioned earlier, which is censorship resistance, data persistence, and security. And the tokenomics on that are straightforward, a lot like a lot of other, what I'll describe as security storage networks, in which users pay variable fees based upon the amount of data they're storing and their activity on the chain itself. Our roadmap, we began building this project in August, so it's been a little over 4 months. We have a complete product. It's, as I said, about to be released. In the first half of this year, we're going to be working on wallet provider and dApp integrations, as well as selecting a layer 1 protocol on which we're going to build our app chain. A lot of that will be based upon, exactly what technical requirements we can satisfy, along with, importantly, who wants to give us the most support. And then in H2, we'll be launching to mainnet with a set of users and integrators. Market size, I will just say exceedingly large, right? What we know is that wallets continue to be produced at a tremendous rate. Whether you go from a relatively small protocol on the Move network, there are a lot of users there, to something crazy like Telegram, where you have 800 million potential users. There's a big market to be had. And one thing I want to note is that even in embedded wallets, they are not going to be the solution to everyone's problem. We are a great complement to that. Emin Gun said it best: it goes without exceed a certain amount, you need to switch to a seed phrase. Revenues, we think there's a huge revenue opportunity here, because we've done a lot of research on what people are willing to pay for these services, and I think there's a lot of protocol revenue that's available. And we are doing a $4 million safe round with a token warrant, and we think that gets us to the finish line up and running on mainnet. Very experienced team. We can discuss that later. Ian just gave me the wrap it up signal, so I am going to call it good. And that's us. We really think we can change the nature in a very profound way of security in crypto. Thank you.
All right. Awesome pitch from Seno. So does anyone have any questions for Andrew? We have Leo Lu, please.
Hey, Ian. Good to meet you. Thanks for explaining everything. So my question is really around the layer one protocol selection. Are those essentially the chains that you're able to recover the seed phrases from, or like how does that work? Because you're building your own app chain. Like, what is that interaction between the Seno app chain and the layer ones?
Sure. So what we're investing, right? So what we're proposing to do is to separate out into two pieces. Is, for example, to activate our app chain as a subnet on Avalanche, right? In which that subnet will actually provide the security and policy, security of the chain and encrypted material to our users. That's largely independent of, for example, what those seed phrases related to which chains they have assets on. And I think there are trade-offs between, what I would describe as, more fully developed ecosystems where the developer tools are very strong, like an Avalanche, versus possibly some interesting choices in the world of Bitcoin, where people might feel more secure with that solution. But I think the development environment is a lot more primitive even now, despite a lot of the excitement in the space. And so those are conversations that we're having. Did that answer your question? Was that clear?
Got it. So I think I get it on the Avalanche part. But then let's say Polygon, Cosmos, you'll be creating like an app chain on those ecosystems too?
No. So we will create an app chain on a single L1, and that will serve as for data policy, security, and persistence for all of our users' material.
If not, then it's okay. Okay, it's no problem. All right, then. I would like to call on, let's say, Renee. Would you have any comments about Seno? I would love to hear your thoughts.
Actually, quite having some issues with the connection here, so if I may.
Oh, I see. It's okay. It's fine. All right. Do we have any more questions for Seno? Please raise your hand. Going once. Going twice. All right. Awesome. If you would like to book a call with Seno, please do so at the link in the chat. The link to all the pitch decks and the Calendly links for all of the participants today are in the chat. So please, if you'd like to, do so. Don't hesitate. All right, then. So on to our next pitch. We have SwissTronic, a layer one ecosystem to build KYC, AML, and DPR compliant apps. And guys, keep your ears open because SwissTronic is one of the startups who will share a token reward for sponsors. So do post about the event on social media and be sure to tag humans. All right, the floor is yours, SwissTronic. Please take it away.
Sure. Nice to meet you. One sec. Yeah, it's done. My name is Valerie. I'm Chief Product Officer in SwissTronic and co-founder, obviously. what we actually are. We're building a system that combines two most important things. The first one is that we're staying true to decentralization, but we're compliant by design. And the other part is that we are thinking about user privacy more than about anything else. SwissTronic is a blockchain that actually aggregates data providers who can verify users, perform KYC checks, KYB checks, KYT checks, and so on and so on, and providing it in a form of utilities that can be easily integrated within centralized applications on other blockchain networks or within our own network. Let me show you how it works. We have issuers who are basically the companies that are verifying something. They're connected to the SwissTronic digital identity on our chain. Also, we can connect issuers from other chains or other DIDs. All this data is synchronized within one SwissTronic digital identity and then can be shown to other decentralized applications both on and out of SwissTronic in a form of verified credentials. So that basically will let our users to perform verifications only once and then use it a lot of times. The business model is quite simple. On the blockchain level, this is fees from transactions and usage of our services. And on B2B level, it is a bit different because actually we're going to sell our solutions to the companies in a form of making them compliant and making them adopt the local regulations using our decentralized services. At this moment, we have raised $5 million in 2022 during the seed round from 2 angel investors. And right now we have an ongoing private round and we have already raised $1.5 million. We launched our testnet in July of 2023, and we engaged more than 1,000 developers there. Also, we have a community which is roughly 10,000 people, and we had a lot of publications in media. At this moment, we're going to announce a couple of partnerships. The first is, would be Hyperlane for cross-chain interactions, and also for the ID interaction that will be Polygon ID. Addressable market that we see right now is about $1 billion in Europe, and it's growing rapidly at a tempo of about 30% a year. Actually, there are a lot of things that are making this happen. The first one is sanctions and all of concerns about avoidance of tax payments or a lot of fraud on the chain and a lot of money laundering schemes which were banned on the previous and the year ago. Also, a lot of regulations are coming in. Let's say it's MiCA in Europe. In US, you have quite tight regulations, but we're going to see something quite soon. And also, we're going to have CBDC launches around the world. But the only way for it to happen is that the market should be compliant and adapted to that. Our go-to-market strategy looks like this. At the first, we are going to perform integrations with issuers, the companies who perform the verifications, KYC, and anti-money laundering. We'll expand this, of course, but at first we want to have one partner for each. And later on, we'll sell actually our product to decentralized companies like lending protocols, decentralized exchanges, and so on. We're going to launch our mainnet this summer in June, so everyone is welcome to join it. Our company is located in Switzerland. We're part of Usher Labs. We have about 27 team members. Our CEO is Konstantin Gugi. He has quite a vast experience in commodities trading and in traditional finance. The rest of the team is quite tech savvy. Me and two more co-founders were working on communication apps all around the world. The biggest case is Tawasul in UAE, which was evaluated by KPMG for 260 millions. Mike was working on a CBDC initiative with the Euro Commission, and Alexandra was working in blockchain marketing for more than 7 years. At this moment, as I told before, we have a private round ongoing with 2 types of ticket sizes, and everyone is welcome to join it. That's it. Thank you.
Awesome. Very nice and succinct pitch. So, do we have any questions for SwissTronic? I saw Daniel, you had your hand up. Was that a misclick or did you have a question?
My question I think was answered, but I do have a different question now. You said you're going B2C, but also B2B, and I understand that you can do that at the same time. But when you design the team and when you create the company, And when you create the culture, you kind of have to choose between being a B2C company or a B2B company. Like, how do you set this up?
Sure. Actually, there's one thing that I omitted from the pitch because we're limited on time. But for the B2B part, yeah, we're selling the set of tools that can make you compliant and it can actually adopt your company to the new regulations. But on the B2C part, we have our own application and our own chain with our own set of tools. One of them, let me just name it, is ZK tokens. It's the service where you would be able to actually wrap any type of tokens, like let's say USDT or Ethereum or Bitcoin or anything else on our chain and make them completely anonymous. But you would be able to use the service only if you are verified and the tokens you're trying to wrap up are checked by anti-money laundering mechanisms. So for clients, we are going to propose our own services and our own ecosystem. And for the business clients, we're going to propose actually SDKs and APIs to work with the regulatory framework. Does this answer your question or not?
No, I think it does answer some questions. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Next, we have Ricardo from Protein Capital.
Hi, I just have a quick question. When you say that you want the blockchain to be completely compliant, does that mean that every participant in the blockchain, any person that has a wallet address and can make a transaction has to be verified, previously verified by one of the issuers?
No, that's not true. Actually, you can use the blockchain as you're using Cosmos network or Ethereum network or anything else. But in our case, if you want to address specific services, you have all the tools to actually do it in a compliant way. And you have issuers that can be potentially connected to the smart contracts or some other ways to interact with them, which is quite important because making blockchain totally compliant would make it centralized. Yeah, in this case, we'll have, let's say, some way to choose the issuers that would be the ones that actually let someone in. But in our case, it's different. It's just the blockchain. But on the side, you have, let's say, a bank with different issuers who are electing themselves, removing them from the community or adding new ones. So yeah, it's kind of different stuff. And also, I'm really sorry, I forgot to say that we're based on Cosmos SDK with Ethereum virtual machine integrated. Yeah, that may be important.
Okay.
Sure. I suppose that answers your question.
Yeah. So in summary, for example, a specific application can decide whether only verified users of such type can use my application or not, correct?
Yeah, that's true. And also they can define the level of these verifications they are looking for. Let's say they can say that we want to have users only from Europe who are 18 years old or more, and who are verified by these specific issuers, because some of them may be trusted, some of them may not.
Okay, understood.
All right. Do we have any more questions? Oh, sorry. We have Ryome. He said, what are the token utilities?
Yeah, basically the utility of the token is gas fees within the ecosystem, and of course, usage of all the services that we're connecting to, and staking governance. Basically, the token is the same as you have in Cosmos or in EVMOS or in any other POS network. But of course, we're trying to make as many as possible services that it can be utilized in.
Thanks a lot. Very cool. Do we have any more questions for SwissTronic? Okay, then. Remember, guys, you can book a call with SwissTronic in the chat. And also remember that SwissTronic is giving a token reward to all the participants. So be sure to tag us on your social media. Tag humans on your social media about the event. Wow. All right. Next pitch. We have 0x Score. So 0x Score will also reward its supporters with a token. So go and support them on social media and don't forget to tag humans. So 0x Score is a revolutionary way to rate wallets based on on-chain activity. 0x Score, the floor is yours.
Exactly. Thank you. So greetings to everyone. My name is Stepan, and I'm the founder of 0x Core, Web3 reputation protocol, making a revolution in on-chain identity. So basically, we've started working on this idea this summer because we saw a problem in Web3, the lack of identity and reputation systems. This led us to the point where projects started suffering from Sybil attacks and airdrop farmers, and they didn't really understand how to analyze and work with their on-chain activities. So this issue created the unfair distribution of rewards in Web3, which made users disappointed and caused projects losing money. So we've made a solution, an algorithm which takes into account all the on-chain activities of the wallet and converts it into the score using 20 parameters such as transaction amount, participation in DeFi protocols, volume, wallet age, and many others. Currently, we have 2 products live, Score and Quests. As I mentioned before, Score is made to solve the problem of unfair distribution. But we also built Quest, a Web3 Quest platform made on the top of 0x Score reputation system, which determine user eligibility for the campaigns. So, for our product, Quest's platform serves as a validation of the idea to make distribution more fair. And we've came to the conclusion that our idea is working. Look at our traction. Under 4 months since public launch, we've managed to bring 200K users to our platform and generated more than $120,000 of revenue by issuing on-chain attestation of the scores. Also, the community around the project has always been our priority. Our Twitter has 22K followers, and there are more than 70,000 people in our Discord. More than hundreds of them are actively participating in our ambassador program. However, we are not planning to stop on it. Here is our roadmap for this year. In 2023, we've created the foundation of 0x Score. We've made researches, we've developed the algorithm, we've launched the MVP, strategic partnerships, and we've validated our idea. We've built our score on chain attestations on Virex, which issued more than by 90,000 users. This year, we've started with Quest release, and it was successful for us. 100K new users, new partners, and new revenue stream. Now we are working on expanding our support for layer 2s, releasing the ecosystem hub solution for the ecosystem hubs to make the users to communicate with their ecosystems, and dashboards for the developers. In the second part of the year, we want to drive into AI and machine learning. Our plans is to build AI-driven airdrop forecasting tool and AI-powered DeFi assistant. In terms of revenue, we want to keep earning money by enabling users to issue attestations on more chains and more parameters. We have voting power in Virex governance, so right now we are working on bringing this protocol to Blast and other chains. Also, we see potential in Quest platform and its monetization by making projects to pay for listings and additional promotions across the platform. In addition, we're helping a few projects with creating reward distribution models and advising them on on-chain analysis. Our partners. So we've worked with both Linea and Interact on Linea DeFi Voyage, where we served as one of the human verification method. Currently, we are building on Blast, and our project is already listed in an official Blast campaign on Galaxy. And also, we brought Dita, ZNS Connect, Omnia, and DC as partners on the launch of the Quest platform. So our go-to-market strategy is simple. We're building the product for advanced Web3 users who want to get rewarded by participating in Quest, by working on their reputation. And to reach them, we are using call marketing, reward models based on referral and point system. And also, we are hosting MS workshops and collaboration with other Web3 startups. But also, we are focused on bringing projects to work with us. Every project in Web3 needs some quality traffic, right? So by enabling their reputation, we are bringing the quality traffic to these projects, and we are reaching them through strategic partnerships with VCs, accelerators, and launchpads. Also, we believe that word of mouth is also working very good because we got really good traction with projects we've worked on Quest. And also, we are planning to create a system to outreach these projects in a cold way. So here is our team. We're an experienced team. We've worked on plenty of high-load projects. We've also worked together before. So I can dive into it more if we book a call. And yeah, we're looking for partners, advisors, and investors who share our vision of the future of the Web3 reputation. So if you want to reach to us, you can book a call.
All right. Awesome pitch. Thank you very much. We have Daniel from Eden Block, please.
Okay, so I have a question. I'm trying to understand the algorithm and kind of, I think it makes sense for platforms to be able to change the parameters over time. This is kind of like an airdrop or something like that. And can one project like changes the parameters while the tracking is ongoing, or is your algorithm completely independent of their requirements?
So yeah, that's an amazing question because first of all, we want to build the only algorithm that could be used by everyone, right? In any situation, for the airdrop distributions, for the for example, I don't know, for quests, right? We're using the same with the same algorithm for all the quests. But it's also, if the project wants to create like a custom distribution, he can reach to us, and we will be happy to create the custom method of scoring. So for example, for the Blast, we are creating the custom scoring system. It is different from our scoring system in mainnet because we are utilizing Blast yield mechanic. So our reputational system in Blast is based on the amount yielded in Blast.
All right. Very nice. Do we have any other questions for 0x score? Going once, going twice. All right, guys. Be sure that you tag humans and 0x score on your social media. Shout out the event, show your support because they are doing a token reward. So very good job on your pitch. Let's go to the next. Now we have Usher Labs, data aggregation and providing network for verifying data, processes, and operational integrity. Usher Labs, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Sweet. So my name is Ryan, and I'm here to walk you through what we're working on, which is verifiable transparency for centralized operations. The reason we're working on this is because centralized systems are fundamental to decentralized ecosystems, whether it be to run oracles or to prove some sort of off-chain data, right? The issue with them is that they operate in a black box, right? There's a lack of transparency that's verifiable that occurs beyond the Oracle network. Now, we see examples of this, being solved through matters like proof of reserves, which a use case has been applied to TUSD, who, when enabling proof of reserves, managed to grow their market cap by 100%, 120% within a month. So quite drastic increase in investor security after enabling verifiable transparency. Another issue here is Oracle manipulation. If we're connecting custom data sources, how do we prove that that data hasn't been tampered with as it makes its way into the blockchain? And finally, if we're obtaining blockchain history, how do we ensure it's authentic? So the solution we have here is effectively a network that operates in two layers. The first is a data distribution and collection layer, and the second is a notarization layer. Together, they form this data aggregation and proving network that's capable of effectively proving data that occurs in off-chain systems, whether it be sourced from third-party APIs or third parties that are streamed towards a centralized system, or created first-party where signed messages are applied. And then having all of those proofs effectively verified in sort of a ZK Oracle or inside of Rust-based blockchains or compute-enabled Oracle networks. So the business model for this is that we effectively have the network that enables usage-based billing, right? So whether it be notarizing a single request or storing a number of different cryptographic attestations about some operation, there is a usage-based facility there. However, the initial strategy at the moment is, applying this sort of technology to sort of enterprise scenarios in order to solve sort of real-world asset tokenization, solve with KYC and identity management, where a Web2 provider is involved, etc. And then, of course, we have revenue sharing opportunities through blockchain partnerships. And speaking of blockchain partnerships, this has been sort of this immediate approach to establishing our go-to-market strategy, is finding the right design partners and establishing this sort of technology to support. And the design partners we've found so far are the Streamer Network, who is effectively looking for a decentralized storage mechanism that we're effectively enabling. And of course, we have Stellar, who has their anchors, who are centralized operations that lack verifiable transparency. And then, of course, we have Kive, Dfinity, and Arweave, who we have various different solutions that we're applying for those organizations and foundations. Beyond this, we've established discussions with the likes of Mintbase. How do we connect social data to NFTs? Research has been shared with Ethereum for identity management, of course. And Quill, how do we support with gathering IoT data and formatting it in sort of a decentralized relational database? So our competitors here pretty much start with the basics, which is document attestations. We see that through the likes of Ondo Finance and MatrixDoc, who are really leading the way for real-world assets. The next up, we see proof of reserves, very narrow solution that is demonstrated to be quite effective. And then at the bleeding edge, we have ZK attestations, which is, proving my Binance account has X data in it. Now, the issue with these competitors is that they're either primarily user-centric and cutting out businesses, which in our perspective, businesses effectively host all of our private data, whether they're licensed institutions or just private corporations, or they lack a data layer where data can be distributed and shared between various parties who are coordinating said private data. Our roadmap here is, quite simple. We're basically evolving the platform to serve our design partners. This includes, refining the notarization protocol, research and development in ZK tech, which means taking all of those sub-proofs, encapsulating that in sort of a ZK proof to prove some sort of reward private data on chain on various blockchains. And then, of course, from a business perspective, really establishing more, engagement with various partnerships with blockchains and that direct sales to various businesses. Now, our market is we intersect effectively with oracles and real-world asset tokenization, audits, and transparency. We think this is a large market. Our team, personally, I've led a previous company to about 500K ARR before pivoting. We have a lead engineer who's spent 20 years in the space, whether from Web 2 to Web 3. And then, of course, we have Web 3 developers from various companies. We've raised about 200K in a mix between equity and grants, but we're looking to raise some more on a SAFE plus a token warrant. If you're interested in participating, feel free to reach out. Cheers.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Ryan. Do we have any questions for Usher Labs? If so, you can raise your hand. Going once, going twice. All right, guys. If you would like to book a call with Usher Labs, please do so in the chat. It would be awesome for you guys to have a conversation. So thank you very much for your pitch. Now let's go on to the next project. We have Althria, free-to-play smart NFT game in Fantasyverse. Althria, the floor is yours.
That's worked. Thank you very much, Ian. Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, we hear
We
you.
can
All
hear
good.
you.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I just think I have a technical issues. Okay, we start.
Oh.
Ready to start. Sorry. Okay. Thank you and greetings to all colleagues and investors. My name is Vadim Satkovsky. I'm the co-founder and CTO of the project, also with the Maxim Duzhev here as a co-founder and CEO. We're the game development guys, and we have been creating games for the more than 13 years in the position of game designers, producers, and content creators. Today, we will talk about the fantasy verse for the 5 projects in a row based on the KVM technology. One governance token for the whole fantasy verse, a native token for each project, and smart NFTs that can be moved from the one project to another. That's the most unique features what we have. We all know the problems of the GameFi sector in the Web3, but someone has to solve them. That's points like security issues, lack of regulations, and high market volatility, unclear revenue models and open scams, difficult access, and technical issues. And honestly, the poor game quality. As a team of experienced game developers, we are ready to overcome all these challenges and show the players and the crypto community what a real Web3 games should look like. We provide guarantees, ensure security, use the best Web3 solutions, and create a project with the largest generation graphics and a lot of incredible game mechanics. In addition to solving the market problems, our first projects include unique solutions, free-to-play model, for example, that's no paywall to everyone. In-game wallet, you don't need to tax DEX. NFT here is transferable from one project to another. And this is the first project with the AI solution, what will amaze the players. High quality Unreal Engine-based game with the unique story and game mechanics. We decided to leverage the synergy of 2 mastodons in Web3 to change the game experience forever. The Polygon provide us with the fundamental solutions using the KVM technology. Immutable delivered the most advanced solution for developers and players like Immutable Passport. Together, we will achieve a new level of dominance of Web3 gaming. We have a grant from Immutable already to collaborate and create the wallet like a solution inside the project. A KVM-based solution will help us to achieve the fast login to the game without long registration, automatic creation, and secure wallet to your account, SDK for Unreal, allowing the interaction with the Web3 mechanics, freedom for players to pay the gas, or flexible, discrete payment system. This is the most important minimum what we can get from this technology. Now we can see how it works. You can go through the simple, intuitive registration process with the socials. You get your wallet automatically and all your information inside your account. Just play and enjoy. All transactions are inside the project. So why we should invest now? Because this market is very, very huge. Over 3 billion players compared to DeFi sector, you can sell them everything. Over the $250 billion in the market. Huge life cycle of games compared to DeFi projects. The main factor of successful game here is the quality of the project and the reputation of its creators. And here, what we look inside. We pay attention to the growth potential, the intersection of MMO games with the GameFi and Metaverse segments, which will exceed 100 billion after 2025. We've taken the best solution from competitors in the Web2 market and create a way to make money in Web3 by simply playing your favorite game, with the rich content and extensive social components. Our first game combines 3 genres: quick strategy, RPG, and team battler. We give players hundreds of playable characters with the character progression, talent tree, and other features. 12 playable factions organized into alliances, and unique combat system with different combinations of strategies and real-time battles with AI solution. We also have a pre-alpha version, and I can show you the short video here. The governance token distribution is designed to sustain Fantasyverse for more than 10 years, after which it will live on, but on the free-to-play mechanics. By investing in this project now, you have the opportunity to own a part of capitalization of entire Fantasyverse. Here, we can see the basic mechanics of how the native token works. All 100% owned it by the first project and use it for the most of the game activities. Here we see a business model where the players and investors make money in parallel. Of course, the players will have the more actions inside the game and get deeper into the game economy, accept the content. But investors are only involved in the management of their funds, have a voice in DAO, and wait for the project to generate the desired benefits. Here, the experienced team of top professionals with more than 13 years of experience in game development industry and more than 6 years of the work in the blockchain. The projects created by the team members are attaching the huge audience and earning incredible profits. For example, Atomic Heart, in the first 3 weeks of sales, the game attracted 5 million players. In our pride, our CTO is Alexander Balakshin from Remedy Entertainment, who worked on the Alan Wake 2. The game was released in the end of 2023 and nominated to the Game of the Year. And probably the last one, I'm finishing. To this point, we have closed pre-seed round for the 400K from private investors, and we're actively participating the 1.5 million now, the seed round, with growing strategy partners. We have already completed the pre-alpha build of the game and are excited to share it with you. With these investments, we will be able to improve the product to alpha, create a mobile version, launching a closed beta, and run a marketing campaign for our first NFT pre-sale in this April. Thank you very much for your attention. I'm sure you have a lot of questions to ask.
All right. Do we have any questions for Aladria? Yes, Artyom.
Hey, yeah, I calculated from your deck that the FTV of ALDR is like $250 million at the beginning, if to count through the public sale price. But what's the market cap? So can we, where can I learn more details about your tokenomics? Thanks.
Yes, thank you very much for your question. I think the Maxime Dujev will help me to talk to you.
Yeah, Artyom, so you calculated the all circulation of all tokens that will be participate in all 5 projects, but only 54.5% of tokens will be in the first game, because other part will be locked until the release of the next project. So that's why only a half of them will inside the game, and most part of other that will be inside the game, users should to farm inside the game, so they cannot buy them or get in other ways. They need to farm them. But if we're talking about first game or just the tokens that we are selling, so of course a capitalization is less than $215 million, so it's of course a lot. So if you are talking about this huge number, it's about whole fantasy verse. It's like a potential number, but not about first project.
Yeah, thank you very much for help, Max. The people always counting wrong, because the people counting all tokens for the whole metaverse, counting to the first project. It's wrong. The numbers will not like in the first project totally. That's why we're going to we can do the IDO pre-sale only one time, because token will be closed for the second, third, or fifth project, and only this token will be used in tokenomic for the first. First project will use 54% only.
Okay. I'll book a call to know more about your project, because we have a lot of interesting cases with Gamify, and it's extremely interesting for us to know more. So thank you for answering my questions.
Thank you very much.
Good luck. Thanks.
We appreciate.
Awesome. I love to see calls being booked. That's great. Do we have any more questions for Aladria? No. Okay, then. If you would like to book a call, please do so in the chat. The pitch deck is also in the chat for your convenience. So please book now. All right, on to the next project. We have Nero, modular blockchain focused on enhancing user experience, ecosystem economics, and validator stability. Nero, the floor is yours.
Okay, hello everyone. Can you see my screen? Okay. All right. Hi everybody. I'm Jake, the co-founder and CEO of Nero. Nero is a modular L1 focused on solving the economic alignment issues between applications and the infrastructures they're built on. By enabling new gas economies, Nero creates more flexibility when it comes to fee choices for both the users and the applications themselves. So the problem today, 99% of blockchains are monolithic. Only recently have we seen band-aids with supplemental solutions like Celestia and L2s gain traction to alleviate the problems. Fundamentally, not all transactions are created equal, but most blockchains treat them as such. For example, a DeFi loan has very different priorities than a free NFT mint, yet they compete in the same arena for the same block space. Low-stakes transactions often pay the same price to be included in high-stakes transactions, as we've seen, and this paradigm will never scale. So there's a Goldilocks problem with the fee markets. They're almost always too expensive or too cheap. On one end, we reject the user, and on the other end, it means the business is not sustainable. On the token demand dilemma, so the amount of churn in our industry is pretty staggering, and a lot of this has to do with the combination of tokenomic design, lack of reasons for the protocol token, and just generally poor planning. When protocol owners go to launch their token, they often don't think where this demand is going to come from, and this oversight inevitably leads to a downward spiral. A lot of applications fund their runway selling their own token, creating even more headwinds for the project. And inevitably, this causes the team members to look for opportunities elsewhere unless they can raise more funding. And this project churn is a major Achilles heel that I'm sure everyone in this room has been on the wrong side of once. So the best example of this dilemma, not the churn, but the dilemma, is in Uniswap, which creates roughly between $500,000 and $1 million of demand for ETH per day. This misalignment has led to the highly controversial fee proposal, which in our opinion should not be controversial philosophically, but just is because of path dependence. Secure block space is becoming increasingly abundant, and more value should be captured by the teams and the applications that are bringing the users and transactions on chain. And finally here, UX UI, phishing, user errors, and technical barriers. Millions of dollars of digital assets and NFTs are compromised every week on account of the EOA standard. Generally speaking, this is on account of laziness, not because the solutions aren't out there. Phishing and hacking is only going to get smarter and more sophisticated and harder to avert as AI becomes more and more sophisticated. And there's no widely available account recovery solution on the market. EOA standards introduced a single point of failure that rightfully scares away many users when they think about managing their EOAs and seed phrases. and not to mention the learning curve to understand what these things are that you're storing and where to put them is high and a barrier to entry that we've seen. So imagine a world where every application could determine the type and the parameters around the gas usage of their application. Sort of like an app chain, but all within the same network and an order of magnitude less code management. Applications could quickly optimize for what their own users are willing to pay for transactions, rather than the L1 arbitrarily setting some gas auction parameters at the inception of the L1's creation and assume they'll just work themselves out. The fees that they've chosen are not optimal, and so if the fees that the applications have chosen are not optimal, they can redeploy again and find the optimization. This is all possible with Nero. We've designed Nero to succeed where others are systemically constrained. Chains without gas flexibility are basically saying they don't care what a user's price sensitivity is, and call data should all be priced the same. So Nero creates an inclusive ecosystem for all applications and users. Our design creates positive feedback loops, the combination of fairly priced and flexible gas, account abstraction access points equals more users, more transactions, more demand for validators, stronger performance of the tokens of our ecosystem partners, which gives them more firepower to market and onboard even more users to us. Another added benefit is stablecoins are possible as gas on Nero, which simplifies onboarding for natives, giving fees a very flexible and transparent paradigm. This word leverage in there is not trading leverage is more about how we are going to leverage stablecoins to bring on non-crypto native TVL to our blockchain. So what is Nero? Nero is an EVM compatible modular L1 that will deliver added degrees of freedom and flexibility to our users and applications and focus on user friendliness, safety, and incentive alignment. The traffic drivers and D applications are aligned with the securers of our network. This is the first of its kind. By separating the execution environment from the settlement and DA layers and having each have their own consensus mechanisms, we can unlock the efficiencies that other blockchains cannot. So opportunity. So our go-to-market at the moment is in Japan. Our headquarters are in Tokyo. The reason for this, we often get this question a lot, is Japan is the third largest GDP on the planet with one of the highest tech IQs, but yet has the smallest Web3 on-chain footprint. We believe that Japan is greenfields when it comes to untapped Web3 users. There's top-down initiatives from the prime ministers himself looking to expand Japan's Web3 presence, and all token issuances that happen on regulated chains in Japan are compliant with the FSA and the JVCEA, which are essentially like the SEC and the CFTC in the US. So for us, our goal in Japan is to use it as a launching pad, attract 100,000 active daily wallet addresses that are paying for transactions, which will put us into a top 10 blockchain by utilization. Additionally, one of Japan's greatest exports is its digital culture, which many of us are familiar with. Most of it is locked currently in a Web2 prison. And with Nero, we can offer a way for this IP to get access to the Web3 economies and 10x its distributions and fee revenues. So as I mentioned before, our edge, unique gas token choice. This is a new paradigm. Access to key markets in Japan. We have relationships with Deloitte, CoinPost, the FSA, and many other strong industry leaders in Japan. Institutional stablecoin integration, allowing for the banks that are all concepting their own stablecoins themselves, stable yen, allowing them some use case outside of just remittance or some kind of settlement with that stablecoin, allowing them a utility first on chain to be used as gas for certain payments. And finally, modularity enables other account abstraction primitives that are either too expensive or just aren't aligned with the code base of the current places where they exist. About the team. So strong founder DNA, our team has built blockchains and systems that have secured hundreds of billions in volume so far. My background is in volatility modeling and risk management. Spent time on the front lines of the trading floors like the New York Stock Exchange, but also behind the scenes building with Huobi's Innovation Labs. And we can skip through this. Some more key stats.
All right, we got to wrap it up here, please.
Okay, we'll skip through here. Okay, tokenomics and here we go. So in conclusion, here we go. So going to round details, raising 3 million at a 30 valuation, and happy to speak to you either in the questions or booking time afterwards.
All right. Awesome job, Jake from Nero. And again, guys, it's a 5-minute limit, but you can see the full pitch deck in the chat. So you can actually see all of the in-depth details from that pitch deck in the chat. So anyway, we have a question from Artyom, please.
Yeah, hello. My question is, so the audience will come to your network for a long time if there are enough protocols with a large TVL within the ecosystem. So within expense of which you will plan to attract the protocol developers to develop good products for the end user to increase the TVL?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So the idea is to attract applications to bring their tools and their users to our chain because they can use their own token as the gas payment, and they can determine the parameters of what that fee should look like. So this is a first kind of paradigm of its kind, where every day we're exposed to people who are optimizing for things that we're purchasing, price sensitivity, right? It's very common, but gas fees are the complete opposite of optimized for price sensitivity. So we believe that the applications know what their users will pay for transactions, and not all transactions are equal. So something they can batch, a bunch of transactions that are relatively low value, and charge their users a very low amount denominated in their token. Or if it's something very important that needs, has huge time priority and the transaction is very valuable, they know what to charge their users as well. That all gets passed to the validators, which essentially take the application at its word.
Thank you a lot.
All right. Do we have any? Oh, Tatiana, please.
Hi, Jake. I was wondering, so what are you most excited about Japan? What are they building using Nero? And I'm kind of angling to understand I think you're B2B more than B2C. So like Japan's an industry in an area I don't really personally know, so it'd be interesting to see what Nero is doing there and what you're predicting in the area.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's kind of a hybrid approach. The B2B is much slower. So if we purely relied on B2B, we would kind of Japan timelines can tend to be longer than the rest of the world expects. But we do have this B2C approach, which allows users to onboard very quickly with social logins, and kind of abstract away kind of most of the onboarding process that is that we're all kind of familiar with wallet management and things like that. So that's how we are. In Japan right now, you asked the question about the landscape. There's not a ton of on-chain activity in Japan. As most of us are familiar, like Mt. Gox, Japan was kind of like mecca for crypto activity, even though it was all on it was on a centralized exchange. After that sort of event with Mt. Gox, they sort of had an ice age for better part of 7 years, and now we're just starting to realize that we need to be catching up in the space and having a much bigger presence in Web3, and we want to be there to capture all of that on-chain activity, which nobody has yet.
Exciting.
Thanks.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Do we have any more questions for Nero? All right, then. Excellent pitch. Again, you can see the full pitch deck in the comments, or sorry, in the chat, not the comments. It's not a YouTube video. You can see the full pitch deck in the chat, and you can also book a call there as well. So don't hesitate, book the call. It'll be awesome for everyone. So let's go ahead and go to the next pitch. Next up, we have mid-contract, money loss prevention for clients, agencies, and freelancers. Mid-contract, please go ahead.
Hi everyone, thank you, Ryan. Can you see my pitch deck? Is everything fine? Yeah, perfect, thank you. So I'm Andrew Nicolin, CEO and founder of mid-contract, and mid-contract is essentially all about the money loss prevention. So what is mid-contract? So mid-contract itself will act as a financial arbiter for clients, agencies, and freelancers from service industries, providing industry-grade contracts which are split into the upfront installments, as well as incremental payments, and all backed by escrow. So escrow itself is an online vault where all the parties basically store the deposits, and our platform runs every contract and controls and auto controls every deposit. And unless the agreement terms are met, neither party has access to the vault. So how it all started? So mid-contract was born from our direct experience with non-payments in our software development company. We are losing a significant amount of money like every year, and often even with a properly signed paper contract, there is no guarantee that you're going to be able to recover unpaid fines easily. So usually every case lasts for months, sometimes even for years. So we constantly face non-payments, non-full payments, and really late delivery of the payments, which is a huge issue for our financial stream. So we believe our financial solution is effective since companies like Upwork and Fiverr has implemented very similar strategies. Yet these platforms charge really high fees, often totaling around 25% for each contract. They also fail to provide escrow for every contract type, and payment means for agencies and their contractors, limit non-enterprise clients with just one payment option. And also they can't suggest payment localization, let alone payments in crypto and any blockchain solutions at all. So what's our secret sauce? Mid-contract will be the only one platform there which will suggest 100% escrow coverage for every contract type, as well as fiat and crypto support, combined with extremely fast money delivery, which is going to be 5 times faster than in Upwork and 8 times faster than with classic paper contracts. Additionally, we offer a revenue share program for everyone, for every user, lower fees compared to marketplaces. So another huge feature that we're going to introduce are professional on-chain passports. So this all is basically about a decentralized reputation. You can imagine that every freelancer has a profile on Upwork, Fiverr, etc., and his trackable work is, their key asset. This is how they sell. So, but they lack ownership of their profiles. So every year, Upwork permanently blocks dozens, thousands profiles without any objective reason. So they're fully erasing someone's track of work and leaving people being devastated. So our solution is very simple here. So we suggest reputation that is embedded on the blockchain, and that ensures a secure and tamper-proof track records. And then every freelancer gains a lifetime control over their work history and reputation. So it's going to be fully manageable. Every freelancer will be able to control his privacy regarding the client's names, earnings, his own name, and his data when shown his profile. So how are we going to earn the money? Our major source of income is going to be the transaction fee model. The transaction fee between clients, agencies, and freelancers in the first place. And then another thing, which is transactions between service delivery companies and their contractors, because this is also a huge market. We also see a blue ocean in the insurance direction, because currently there is no major player in this industry. There is no one who's ensuring, let's say, IT outsourcing contracts. So this is like a huge opportunity for us. We also have a revenue prediction. You're welcome to access our full-scale pitch deck because it has like all the proper figures. So what's our go-to-market strategy? It's quite simple yet a bit non-generic. So we're going to have like an affiliate system with the revenue share. It's a huge multi-level system which allows every freelancer or agency to have like multiple layers of income. Then we have a migration program to incentivize agencies and freelancers to move contracts from Upwork and Fiverr to us. So we're not asking them to go from these platforms, but we are incentivizing them to transfer their large and long-term contracts. Then we have some ongoing partnership, and also we're developing the ambassador program on our core markets. We're going to be launching token in Q2 this year. You can check the token tutor later in our pitch deck. But the major thing I gathered that with our token allocation, we're going to be having a few investment rounds for private investors, strategic investors, and public investors. We're going to be also having like a launch pool. The roadmap is also going to be available from our pitch deck. We have everything for this year. The team itself is 10 teammates. It's pretty robust. Everyone works full time. We're continuing to hire people more and more. So we are bootstrapped. We have enough money to continue with the same team, but we want to scale. So that's why we are currently raising the funds from VCs and angel investors. We want to scale the team. We need to establish the legal team. We want to continue the business development, and then we have a few other teams that we want to establish beside the general team. So this is largely it. Thank you for your attention. You're welcome to ask any questions.
All right. Awesome pitch and awesome project. There's a lot of utility. I love it. All right. So do we have any questions for Andrew? Going once, going twice, going thrice, going whatever happens after thrice. Okay, got it. Again, the pitch deck is in the chat if you want to see the full pitch deck. And of course, you can book a call with Andrew about mid-contract in the chat as well. Please do it. You won't regret it. It'll be amazing. So now let's move on here to the next project. We have Agora, an AI-driven GameFi hub. Agora, please take it away. You are on mute, Pierre.
Sorry, guys. I'm here with you.
Right.
I'm going to change a little bit the format here. I think you saw enough deck for now. You have it. So I'm going to share my screen in a second and give you like also like a demo of the product. But first of all, like to introduce you like shortly like the project and myself. So I'm the founder and CEO of Agora. That we created like 1 year ago. It's important to mention first of all that Agora, it's a joint venture created like I say 1 year ago between two Web3 giants, Swissborg, that you probably know, the biggest centralized exchange in Europe with more than 800,000 verified users, and Ultra, a top-tier blockchain gaming platform. And the vision that we have with Agora is to connect the most promising GameFi projects with gamers and investors in order to achieve mass adoption of blockchain in gaming, and to propose solution to the major issue in this industry. The first one is like gas fees are really high for gamers and eat up the payout, and the second one, it's crypto and DeFi remain complex and difficult subject for them. So to solving this, we are offering at Agora like 3 core products. The first one, it's a DEX, so decentralized exchange, developed on the Ultra blockchain. We also like choosing them for this reason. It's because they offer like 0 gas fees. So that's fix like the first challenge, but of course the DEX is going to be like completely cross-chain. It already has been developed, tested by the community. We are doing like the auditing of it right now. The second core product that we are developing is a digital identity. So it's a GameFi cross-chain wallet for gamers, where thanks to it, gamers will have like the possibility to collect their token rewards, collect their NFT, collect also like their NTST, and swap it directly by the interface of the game without using a dApp. And I think that's solving like the second challenge that I just mentioned you. And finally, the third core product that we just launched, we are really proud of it. It's named like Decentralized Lootbox System. I'm going to give you like a quick demo in a sec. So it's something completely new in this industry. It's a launchpad completely gamified. It's a new way like for Web3 projects to do like user retention, user acquisition, generate revenue. We already like do like 2 batch, one with Swissborg, another one with Althria Origin, one of the most promising Web2 games incubated by Ubisoft, sold out in few seconds. So yes, this is the idea of Agora. It's really like to create a one-stop shop for gamers and investors. Just to give you like few numbers about like the traction that we have like right now at Agora. First of all, that we started with 500K grants from Swissborg and Ultra. Today we have like a community of around like 20K community members with a growth of over like 50% in the past 6 months. We also like sold out like 2 NFT collection and raised like more than 400K thanks to 2 NFT collection that we did during the bear market. So thanks to this, we raised like the half of the seed round, and we onboarded like more than 40 games right now. And like I say, like try to sign like also like strategic partners like Swissborg and Ultra, but like the go-to-market and milestones also. So right now, but we are onboarding like the most promising Web2 games into a loot box to generate like between 15 and 50K per month revenue. The deck is going to be launched soon, just after the IDO. That we plan like to do end of March. About this IDO, we plan like to raise 2 million. We almost like finalized like the 2 million allocation, signed allocation with tier 1 launchpad such as ChainGPT. We also signed like GameFi, Swissborg is going to take an allocation. We are in discussion with DAOmaker. And about like the token listing, we already have been approved by Gate right now and Bybit. So right now we are proposing like an allocation to you guys for the seed round. It's almost close. Less than 100K is available on the 1 million that we are proposing with an evaluation of 20 million. With the following like terms, it's 3 months cliff, 12 months vesting, and 10% TG to guarantee like a return of investment. But if I have like a few more minutes, I'm gonna share my screen and give you like a very quick demo of the product.
Yes, you have 45 seconds.
Okay, 45 seconds to give you like the demo. All right. Well, I hope you're gonna give me like maybe one more. So just to show you like very shortly how it works. So first of all, when you're arriving at the product, you have a very cool and engaging video like this. It's better with the sound. Sorry for that. Okay. So how it works, like we spend a lot of time on the user experience. So first of all, you need like to collect your wallet. Oh God. Give me 1 second. What's happening? It's because I don't know why it's not working here. It's coming. So yes, our cross-chain decentralized lootbox system, it's completely cross-chain. So it's already set up on Arbitrum, on Binance Smart Chain. Yes, okay, let's go. So we spend a lot of time, like I said, on the user experience to propose the best experience possible. So first of all, what you need to do is like connect your wallet. Then you have a very cool animation. Once you're buying like the quantity of loot box that you want and you receive your loot. So how like these loots working, it's like you have like the possibility to discover your price once you receive it, and you can receive like different type of price. It could be token. It's over already. That's what you think. Okay. I really like try to do my best like to present to like the product because I think it's we have like a lot of traction thanks
It's
to it.
okay. Don't worry, because your full pitch deck is in the chat, and we already have a question from Linda from Mexi. So Linda,
Yeah,
please.
okay.
Yeah, so I'd
la-
like to
yeah.
know what's the main feature for this loot box? Is it to attract user to use Agora? And then so what's the main
Yeah, so
feature of
the
this?
main features of this decentralized loot box system, but first of all, it's to propose like early investment to our community because we're onboarding like the most promising Web3 games thanks to it. And we're taking like allocation, so it could be NFT or token, and we distribute it through our loot box. The loot box is completely cross-chain, and I have like the chance like to give you like the full demo. It's a shame, maybe like next time. But yeah, this is it. And it's a great product like to doing like user acquisition, user retention, generate some revenue. We were inspired by PancakeSwap, who did like something similar before like they launched their decks. They did like a lottery system, and that's exactly what we're doing like with this loot box, because on each batch that we do, all the time we distribute like 3 different type of gem, and all the time like one gem is dedicated for Agora. So we distributed AGA token through IOU, even if the token has not been launched yet, on all the edition that we are doing. And it's super important also to mention that of course we're gonna have like dedicated utilities link to this loot box for the AGA tokens. For example, you're gonna have like the possibility to earn a portion of the revenue generated by the loot box if you stake some AGA token.
Okay, thank you. And then also, is it going to be only on one chain, or you are
No, it's
going to
already, but if I had like the time to present it, the first edition that we did, it was on completely cross-chain. It was on Ethereum and Arbitrum. Why we did it this way? Because thanks to this, you have like the possibility, for example, like to use like a chain who propose like cheap gas fees, like Arbitrum or Avalanche or Polygons, like this. All the time that you're buying a loot box, you pay less than 20 cents per loot box. But we also have like the possibility to distribute with our different gem, different type of price from different chain. That's exactly what we did on the second edition, because we integrate 2 different games on the same chain. So one games like we distribute prices from ETH, and the other one we distribute prices from Arbitrum. And here also you can see we have like a vault functionality where you can accumulate your price, for example, from ETH. And like this, you can withdraw all your price in one transaction, and you can reduce considerably your gas fees by using like these features, right?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for the pitch. So now we will go on to the next. We have Gem Union, an advanced framework for building decentralized games. The floor is yours.
Hey guys, I'm Ole, CEO of Gem Union, a game development studio based in Bali. In the past 5 years, we have rolled out 25 games across RPG, card, and P2E genres. Leveraging our expertise, we have created a token management system. Think of it as a WordPress for gaming. The system supports 5 types of token paired with 20 plus mechanics, covering everything from airdrops, claiming, investing, to craft, mystery boxes, staking, and even gene sequences. Our mission is straightforward: to assist startups like ours a couple of years ago. We can help to trim down the development time by up to a year, saving a cool $1 million, and build an MVP in 1 month, kicking off marketing campaigns from the day one. Sorry guys, this one was short, just because it's 2 a.m. in here and I cannot perform well at this time. But we are on lookout for partnership with VCs, incubators, and game guilds to equip them with our technology. Thank you. Now you have more time for questions.
All right. A very succinct pitch. Wow. All right. Do we have any questions for Gem Union? Okay. So I know that it's 2 a.m. for you. So all the investors on the call can check out the pitch deck in the chat. So you can check out the full details of the project. It's actually a pretty interesting one. So please do so and schedule a call if you would like to.
Yeah,
all right,
thank you,
then.
guys.
Of course. Thank you for being here. All right, then. Let's go on to the next. We have Ryome, AI-powered simulations for professional upskilling. Ryome, are you here? Yes. You can share your screen, right? There should be a green button that says share screen.
Oh, I lost the last the part. So we are turning to our project, right?
Yes, of course. Go ahead. It's your turn.
You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Do you see my screen?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I can.
Yeah, cool. Hello everyone. My name is Alexei, and I am co-founder of Ryome platform, which is designed to accelerate professional knowledge exchange. Straight to the problem. For thousands of years, people have relied on lecture-based teaching, with key e-learning players such as Coursera, Udemy, edX, or even YouTube are all about lectures viewed online. And today, lecture-based teaching is proven to be boring and inefficient for the talents, however cheap and accessible. Only 15% of those who start a video course will finish it, and 70% of those who finish a video course will feel unprepared for real-life professional challenges when facing them. In our vision, we would like to provide an opportunity for any talent with as much as $20 to practice their future roles in action by going through virtual internships in the companies of their dreams. And how do we do that? We'll use large language models to co-create immersive simulations with leading industry experts and companies. So imagine a talent who is willing to become a part of Uber, Amazon, or Netflix, or any other major brand, or even become a project manager at SpaceX and assist Elon Musk in launching the Mars mission. It will be all available on our platform, all these experiences at any company and any role. Our MVP simulation from one industry master published on iOS app. In short, every professional simulation is based on the story which could become a movie plot, so it's exciting. But talents don't just watch it like on Netflix. They get to play, so it's immersive. And they learn during the play, so it's efficient. Now let's move on to the market size. So our target market is global e-learning market, which is predicted to be $1 trillion by 2032. It is $400 billion today, and 20% of this market is associated with IT skills. Our service obtainable market is $18 million annually by 2026, according to our financial model. And now let's turn on to the competition. So we have mapped our competitors in the dimensions of gamified or active-based learning versus boring and lecture-based learning. And the second dimension is team of the master leading the learning process. And we have spotted a strategic opportunity to bring immersive, thrilling, and engaging experiences of learning backed by 8-year masters. And here you can see our business model. We have two major revenue flows. The first is subscriptions that we take from the talents who are willing to access all the platform contents, $20 per month. The second is commissions we take from every advisory service that was requested by the business across our network of masters that have joined us. And go to market. So we will initially focus on the big three consulting group and talents who are willing to become consultants in these companies. And we will invite one former consultant from McKinsey or Bain & Company or BCG and get an interview with him. We will extract his professional experience and build a simulation of consulting case interview on the basis of this story. And then we will promote this simulation using the interview as key marketing material in the promotional campaign. Now, the traction. We have proved the concept within talents, masters, and businesses. Also, we have onboarded team and advisors, build a prototype, partners with Humans Work, major network of experts in Web3 and tech. And we got accepted to the World Startup, major Netherlands facilitator. Our team is experienced in managing global products. So here you can see several of them. Cointelegraph, 30 million monthly active users, Web3 Media. We have launched OTC Crypto Exchange, Crypto 360, and there are founders of Everscale Layer 1 blockchain of $81 million market cap. And also there are former ML engineers in our team, represented by Refact AI team. And that's the pre-seed. We are selling 10% of our company in equities for $1 million to achieve the following goals: 9 8-year marketers onboarded, 100K monthly active users, and 9 corporate clients. And the funds will be mainly used for the salary fund and for the marketing expenses. So yeah, we are building the hugest playground for talents and professionals, and we would like you to join us for this play. Thank you.
Awesome. Very nice. All right. So I want to start off the question section by asking you a question that Leo Lu had. He had to jump off early, but he was checking out your project and he wanted to know this. He asks, what would the token be used for?
Yeah, it's very important to mention that we are not launching the tokens before we have sustainable revenue flows, which will be available during the second year, starting from the second year. But the token will be used for the earning system. So we will need a lot of contributors to fulfill our wiki base, knowledge base, and second, to produce immersive simulations based on experiences of the masters. So if you play the simulation, you will earn tokens. If you build the simulation, you will earn the tokens, and for the contributions as well. So the main use case is reward system, but we also have Web3 technologies applied for the proof of identity. So every single skill earned on our platform will be registered on chain.
All right, very cool. And once again, that question was from Leo Lu from Struck Capital. So thank you for that question, even though you couldn't be here at this time. Do we have any other questions? No. Okay, then. So the full pitch deck is in the chat along with the link to book the call. You know the drill. All right, then. Thank you very much for your pitch, and we will now move on to the next. Next, we have Jellyfish, an innovative SIM card combining standard mobile functionalities with integrated Web3 technology and a secure hardware wallet for digital assets. The floor is yours.
All right, thank you. So can you guys see my screen? All good?
Yes.
All right. So in essence, what we are SIM 3.0. So we have upgraded the standard SIM into a whole new level, where it can allow for the standard SIM can allow for secure Web3 transactions, tap access with or without internet, and enhanced mobile security. So that's what we're working on. Our team is experienced in the telco space. The current problem with the current SIM technology is that it has security vulnerabilities, limited functionality, and is Web3 incompatible. Now, why is this a problem? It affects the telcos and the MVNOs in terms of limiting their revenue and upselling opportunities. So now with our SIM 3.0, we can open up a whole new bunch of value-added services, specifically in the Web3 space. And it turns your SIM card into essentially a core wallet, where you can do transactions with or without internet, and you can have dApps in it as well. Okay, so our solution, how can we productize this? Well, on one vertical, we can license the SIM 3.0 tech to telcos and MVNOs, and we're talking to a few of them right now. We're currently testing with Mobifone in Vietnam. They have 50 million subscribers. We're testing Redtone in Malaysia, 500,000 subscribers. Celcom DG in Malaysia, 23 million subscribers. Indosat, Indonesia, 102 million subscribers. And PCW in Southeast Asia. So we're testing with all these guys. We're also doing testing of our MVP in Nigeria, Kenya, Hong Kong, Taiwan, China, Vietnam, whole bunch of countries in Asia. Right now, our SIM can support BTC and Ethereum, but we will eventually support 50+ networks. The other thing we can do is we can even do a co-branded SIM for a centralized exchange or something like that, right? If they want to have that functionality with the dApps and the single sign-on as part of the SIM, we can do that. So we can partner with centralized exchanges and do co-branded SIM with them. We can do revenue share. The other thing is that we can work with other players in the space, and they can provide their dApps in the marketplace for the telcos, MVNOs, or SECs to push to their user base, and we can do a rev share model based on that. So these are the 3 use cases. This gets into the specifics of what it is, right? The SIM3 platform has that hardware wallet built in, and it's interesting because, like I said, you don't need internet. It will use it will communicate via the SIM3 private network, so it can transmit this kind of data without public internet. And it's got security features as well, universal ID, protection against SIM swap attacks, other vulnerabilities. There are a whole bunch of things in here I won't get into now, but you can contact us to learn more. And the last part is the connectivity, because we have access to the global MVNOs. And then like I said, we can give you offline and online access. Okay, so you can send and receive wallet transactions with or without internet. Our customers will be, first level will be the telcos and MVNOs, like we're talking to a whole bunch of them right now. We can even do social networks and banks because of the security, single sign-on, and all the other use cases that they can tap into. And of course, the Web3 guys who can white label it or put their dApps into the marketplace. Okay. Moving on swiftly. So the go-to-market strategy, like I said, the telcos, MVNOs, exchanges, enterprise institutions. We've mapped out what they need, what they're looking for. So the telcos really are really interested in this, and like I said, we're talking to a whole bunch of them right now. We're limited by our funds because we've only raised about 160K so far. We're looking to raise another 500. If we had more money, we can go faster. So that's why we're looking to raise right now. I'm going to skip this part because I think I've already covered it. Sorry, but what I was saying is, okay, when I go back here, the rev model, licensing, rev share, and rev share in all 3 verticals. Okay, current partners are these guys, Celcom Digi, one of the biggest telcos in Malaysia. And we're also working with the Malaysian government, the Ministry of Telecommunication and Digital Malaysia. We've submitted our SIM for regulatory evaluation with them. They're focused on the digital identity aspect, using the SIM for that particular use case. All right. Where are we in the roadmap? Well, we're getting the MVP is being tested. Okay, gearing up for launching of the main product. We've already worked out several collaborations with some telcos. We're even working with another partner who's interested in doing a specific hardware device for GameFi projects. A Web3 gaming hardware product with our SIM. So we're still discussing with them. So there are a bunch of use cases. I think for us, we need to pick our spot. We're looking for a good, strong investment partner who can not only, of course, open up the doors for us in the Web3 space, help us with the funding support of this round and subsequent rounds, but also help us to think about our tokenomics and how the token utility can fit into this. We've been really focused on the SIM part. And I have to admit, we haven't really thought through the tokenomic side. So a strong partner who can help us with that kind of thinking will be much appreciated. And that works, of course, with the Web3 ecosystem.
All right. Thank you very much for the pitch. So you made pretty good time, but yes, it's a strong team. You can check out the deck in the chat so you can see the full story behind the team. You can also book a call with Joseph as well. So, do we have any questions for Jellyfish? Okay, then. Be sure to book a call in the chat. So, let's go ahead and go on to the next. We have Crypto Fighters, a Web3 game that allows players to collect and battle with blockchain-based characters, earn cryptocurrency, and participate in in-game events. Crypto Fighters, take it away.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let me just share this real quick. Okay. All right. Okay. Hello, my name is Jin, and I'm the CMO of Maxima Game Studio. We are currently developing Crypto Fighters, an NFT RPG turn-based strategy game with a breeding-driven ecosystem. So today I will demonstrate how Crypto Fighters, once an underdog project, will rise to become the giant slayer. And as we all know, Axie Infinity is the most successful play-to-earn game in the history, utilizing deep breeding mechanics as a major engine to drive the play-to-earn ecosystem. This is the main reason why many people keep breeding new Axie Infinity until now. While many games developers have attempted to follow the suit, none have been able to replicate the deep breeding mechanics to the same level as Axie Infinity. This is why Crypto Fighters step into the scene. Our mission is to craft a gaming experience that rivals Axie Infinity deep mechanics while introducing exciting innovations to the P2E community. We are committed to revolutionize how gamers engage with this ever-evolving genre. Here are some of the major problems that we see in the Web3 industry. First is prioritizing earning potential over gameplay experience, which is a huge problem. Second is the lack of token use cases. Many game genres don't actually fit the Web3 space. We believe that the right fit to the space is a game with high collectible aspect, which utilizes the NFT and the blockchain features. And lastly is the user adoption. GameFi platform often demands that users understand cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology, creating a barrier to entry for many potential buyers. Right. So our solution at Crypto Fighters, we aim to elevate gaming to the next level by creating a true NFT collectible game. Our game is a turn-based fighting strategy with unique and innovative mechanics that are also easy to understand. Players begin the game with 4 characters, and they take turns engaging in a battle to defeat their opponents. The battle mechanics were inspired by Darkest Dungeon in Web 2, a game with millions of diehard fans. We believe that this battle system can create a wide range of in-game characters and generate a variety of collectible movesets, ultimately leading to deep breeding mechanics that we envision. Above all, the game is free to play, and this entirely removes the barrier to entry. So to elaborate a bit on our deep mechanics, you can see our NFT metadata, and we designed the NFTs in a way that it's easy for gamers to understand. All the designs, all the body parts are correlated to the skills and the elements and also the super moves. For instance, buying an NFTs that wear a red suit will give your character a fire element, and all of this combination can create over 100,000 NFTs for the players to choose from. We also created our own custom marketplace to make it even more easy for players to understand, which result in a higher NFT conversion. Now, for the current market size, it's around 20 billion, which is subjected to grow at 27% compound annual growth, reaching a whopping 90 billion by 2031. People might think that GameFi has already reached its peak and is on the decline. However, the stats prove you wrong. Additionally, forecast states that by 2031, players will be more into NFT games rather than crypto games. Meaning, this shows a trend that will shift from high-earning crypto games to players who are more into the quality game with collectible NFT aspect to the game, which is what we're currently building, and it's aligned with our vision. Our primary source of income stems from breeding, with 95% of our revenue flowing back into the community. This means that the majority of our income will be generated through token sales, similar to the model of Axie Infinity. A great team behind a project is the key to success, and we have that. A CEO with 10-year experience and launched games with one of the biggest game publisher, the Big Fish Games. A CPO who launched AAA games like Gwent the Witcher, The Bounty Brawl, and also a layout supervisor for an animated film in Netflix. A CTO who owns the largest blockchain solution company in Thailand. These are just some of our key achievements that we achieved in the past. We received first place award in the Game Maker pitch out of 16 projects. We sold out 1,000 NFTs inside our own marketplace and raised a total of 100K. We were top trending game in Elixir with 45 retention rate and minted out 50,000 NFTs in a freemium campaign with our partners. We started the project last year, and right now we are at 40K members in Twitter and Discord, and it just shows the proof of concept. This year will be all about game polishing and getting ready for the launch. We have over 30 partners. Most of them are gaming guilds just to support the game once the game launches. And currently we are seeking 800K USD And some of the funds will be used for marketing activities, some will be used for liquidity for staking, and also some part will be used for product development. We have the concept, the MVP, and the product. And we're also in talk with the tier 1 launchpad. We just need the right partner to be on a journey with us to our next phase. Now, who's ready to elevate the GameFi market with crypto fighters? Thank you, and I'll be open for questions.
Wow, you timed that perfect. Amazing. That was the most on-time pitch of the night. That's awesome. All right. So, first and foremost, I would just like to ask Daniel Luca, if you have any sort of feedback about this pitch, it would be awesome to hear. If not, then that's okay. Okay, that's fine. How about Artyom? Maybe you have a bit of feedback, or maybe you could just share your thoughts.
Yeah, if to talk about any gamify projects, so my only concern is always about tokenomics, because it's a compromise between investors and what project wants, what our project needs. And so for me, it's important to see the tokenomics first. So I would be glad to have a call to discuss all the details and potential ways to collaborate. And if it's clear with tokenomics and I have no questions after seeing it, so we can potentially collaborate on investment part and project development.
Awesome. Wow. If you don't, again, it's okay.
Sadly not. I'm not that well versed in games, so I have nothing to add. It looks really fun. And if you can replicate the Axie Infinity, it'll be interesting to see now that there's, additional regulation that came in basically post Axie Infinity to try and capture everything that was happening. It'll be really fun to watch you grow and see how you tackle those new parameters and barriers.
Thank you.
Yes, excellent. Also very insightful. So, as I mentioned earlier, that was the last pitch of the night. So it's time to wrap everything up here. Thanks everyone for joining us today, the judges, the participants, and of course, our partners from GameStarter. This wouldn't be possible without GameStarter. So a big thank you, snaps for GameStarter. So, if you are interested in joining our upcoming event, which is a pre-ETH Denver Startup Pitch Day, then feel free to reach out to me directly in Telegram. You can just send me a message on Telegram. And my Telegram handle is @IanMVA. So, feel free to reach out to me if you would like to get more details on how you can participate. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone for coming. Once again, thank you, GameStarter, and have a great day / night wherever you are. Yeah, have a great life. See you later, guys. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.